All right, guys, and joining us right now is Rangers prospect and outfielder Dylan Dreiling, and he's in Rome, Georgia right now, where the Hub City Spartanburgers are taking on Rome. Dylan, what's going on, buddy?
Not much.
Yeah, how's how's the season going so far? Looks like you're off to a heck of a good start. What's working?
It's been good. I was just trying to focus more like this year on just trying to stay within myself and you know do what I do and not try to do too much at the plate, which I felt I did last year when I was in Hickory. So that's helped me a lot, and just trying to take it day by day right now.
Well, yeah, so you get drafted, you're coming off a national championship and College World Series MVP, and were you did you find yourself pressing in your first taste of pro ball? What were you just kind of mentioned you're trying to stay within yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty easy to do. You're around a bunch of new faces. It's just like, being a freshman in college again, you get into like practice and whatnot, and oh, let's show these guys what I can do and try to, overswing, do everything, and it just that doesn't work in baseball. Maybe football, but it's tough in baseball. So it just kind of carried over, and then frustration got you know in involved with all that, and then you're just struggling. So it was tough, but
Yeah. So I don't know, I guess in the moment maybe you don't realize you're doing it. So did somebody pull you aside and say, "Hey, cut
yeah,
it out"?
yeah, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you're here for a reason.
Mhm.
You don't have to do more than that. Like, you're a good hitter, that's why you're here. Like, just do what you do. So, but also in the moment, you don't really want to hear that. So,
Right.
because when people tell you you're a good hitter and you're struggling, it's like, all right, dude, like I get it, whatever.
I get it. Yeah, off. Yeah. So you're doing a little bit of everything too. You got some slug, you got some steals. You're on base guy. When you're at your best, what are you doing well when you're at your best?
I mean, honestly, I would say everything. Um, it's just kind of who I am, I guess.
Hmm.
But also, I really like dumbing it down to where it's just when I'm in the box, it's whatever I can do to help the team win. Um, I mean, if it's me taking a walk and getting on base for the next guy, then that's fine. If it's trying to hit a double in the gap and or a sac fly to score a guy on third, like I really try to dumb it down. I feel like it makes baseball easier. It makes it more fun because I'm not just up there, swinging for the fences every at bat and you know only connecting one out of every 10 to 15 at bats. So
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It takes, I guess, some good plate discipline. It seems like that's you can work a pitcher. Um, is that kind of been your strength? You can fight and work yourself into a good hitter's count.
yeah, I would say so. Just feel like that's kind of the type of hitter that I am. I've really been like that my whole life. Like I'm not afraid to get to two strike count. Um, a lot of guys I feel very comfortable with two strikes if I get to that point, and I just try to uh, grind it out, like one pitch at a time. So
Yeah, yeah. What generates your power? Do you have some uh, bat speed? Are you getting stronger? Because anybody who watched the College World Series saw what you did there. Um, is bat speed? Has that been one of your strengths also?
yeah, I would say bat speed. And then in my last year of college, I really got in the weight room. I was always a pretty strong guy, but I really got in the weight room and with our strength coach at school, Q, and I got a lot stronger. So I would say that helps a little bit too.
You ever noticed how strength coaches, nobody ever calls them by their real name. They always have a nickname or something. So you got Q, like TCU has a Coach Cause, and like Texas used to have I can't remember his name. He's this big, huge guy that you didn't want to mess with. But
Oh yeah, I remember that
nobody,
guy.
Nobody called him like Jeff Wilson. Whatever his name was, he was never called by that.
Nope.
So yeah, I guess when you get that big, it's like, hey, we're not whatever your name is, we're not calling you that. How much did the college ball help you transition? I know, and obviously the bats are different, but how much did playing in the SEC help you? And has it helped? How has it helped you this season too?
I think it's helped me a ton. Just like I would say, it's more like little things that you don't even realize that you're getting better at. Like honestly, going on the road and playing at a new park like that would be a lot different if I never went to college, because you never experienced that really. Just so much stuff, and that Tennessee was very good at teaching you and like you figuring out. So I'm really glad that I made that decision, instead of coming out of high school.
Yeah, it's you see so many of these great arms that have been drafted from the SEC. I mean, the Rangers have two of them. They have Jack Leiter and Kamar Rocker, and Chase Dolander, who went to Tennessee, and you weren't there with him, but he made his debut this year for the Rockies. We're talking power arms and intense stuff. So it seems like, yeah, if you step into a low A game or a high A game, that you've seen this before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. There's some real arms that come out of the SEC.
It's the best baseball, I think, college baseball there is the SEC. Got to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, there's some of the arms are just crazy. Ben Hess this year, Jack Caglione is pitching.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's even pitching anymore, but
He's not.
Really?
He's just hitting the tar out of the ball in Double A.
Yeah.
Wyatt Langford's teammate. So
Yeah.
that tells you just, and of course.
A crazy story. When we were Florida, so my freshman year of college, Florida was coming to Knoxville to play us in a weekend series, and everyone's like, "Oh, this dude Cags." They get there, and I'm DHing that day on Friday night, and Langford comes up to the plate, and I look up at the scoreboard, he's hitting like 400 of 25 doubles halfway through the year. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? And I didn't even know who he was. And then he was the 4th overall pick and in the big leagues the next year. So
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's not just stinking pitchers either. I mean, it's good in baseball. I always ask this: are you a goal setter, or are you somebody who just, do you aim for numbers, or do you just try to hit the ball hard and whatever happens? Stay grounded, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I just hit the ball hard. I try to hit the ball hard, and I don't worry about numbers. Me and my roommate were actually talking about it last night. Like, I feel like, I mean, if you're not having a good start to the year, and then you're pressing already, you're pressing whatever. If you did have a good start to the year, you're trying to maintain it right now, and that's even harder than pressing.
Sure.
So it's just, I mean, I show up and try to, just hit the ball hard each at bat, and then if it doesn't work, then try again tomorrow.
Yeah. If you have good at bats, and if you find the barrel, the numbers will take care of themselves. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, I asked that question because Josh Hamilton always said, well, I'm going to hit 300 this year with 30 homers and 100 RBIs. Those are always his goals. Now, he was a freak. Like, he was a freak and could do that. But the good thing about the Rangers organization, and we talked to a lot of guys, and your shoes are, they are like, I don't look too far ahead. Like, are you? I don't know. I'd be like, hey, let's go to Frisco. I'd want to make a jump, and I'm sure you do. But you can't force it. And I think that has bitten some guys in the past. So
Yep.
you got it going on between the ears. Good work.
Thank you.
Yeah. Who's your roommate?
Casey Cook.
Oh, third rounder from last year. So
Yeah.
well, maybe
North Carolina, right? Was he from North
Yeah,
Carolina?
Maybe we'll
we
get
beat
him on in
him.
a couple
We
weeks.
beat him in Omaha.
Yeah. So does that mean you get to choose the bed? Because
Yeah,
what bed you
usually.
want?
I always take the one next to the window.
Does he carry your bags for you when you're going to the ballpark?
Yeah.
All right. So the way our show works is I ask these baseball type questions, and then John kind of digs a little deeper on the personal side. Not too deep. We're not going to ask you any family secrets or anything, but kind of get to know you a little bit.
Don't
All
spoil
right.
it. I might have some family secrets on it. All right, Dylan, you grew up in Hayes, Kansas. Is that right? You went to Hayes High School?
Yep.
Okay.
Do you know where Hayes is?
I do not.
It is on I-70 in Kansas. It's about 45 minutes west of Salina.
Oh, hour 15. But
Hour
yeah.
15. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What's Salina? You're saying
that's where 35 and 70 come together.
okay. All right.
And so if you're going to Colorado, because that's where I'm from.
That's where you're from.
We go to Salina, we stay the night, and then we take a left.
Okay. All right. Well, see, you said another town that I don't know what that is. So Hayes, you go to Hayes High School. From there, now, did you play any other sports growing up, or were you just a baseball guy?
Football.
All the way through?
I didn't play my senior year just because I was the fall tournament at Jupiter, like everyone's there, the scouts, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I really want to go to that. And so I told my football coach I didn't want to play.
Where did you play? What position in football?
Well, my sophomore year, I played quarterback. And then junior year, our running back got hurt. I moved to running back. And I had a blast doing that. I didn't like thinking about anything in football. I liked hitting people and running the ball. And so I loved running back. It was so much fun. And then senior year, I probably would have moved back to quarterback just because, we just didn't really have any other options.
Yeah.
Now, were you recruited at all in football, or was that just fun?
No, just fun. Like, I honestly liked it during football season. I don't know. I liked football more than baseball at times, but obviously I wasn't as good as it. So.
Okay, so now listen. You ended up going to the University of Tennessee, won a national championship. Awesome. Now, obviously you were recruited. So any other schools you consider? Did you almost go anywhere else, or was Tennessee it?
Yeah, I had a couple, like Missouri. I talked to Missouri a little bit. I was supposed to talk to Arkansas, but I committed to Tennessee. I actually called the Arkansas coach. He didn't answer, and then I committed to Tennessee right after. And
oh man, huge mistake by Keith Van Horn.
I chose Tennessee because Missouri was recruiting me as a pitcher, and Tennessee told me I could two-way, so that's why I committed to Tennessee, because I always wanted to hit, but everyone else was just recruiting me as a pitcher.
Dave Van Horn.
Dave Van Horn was
Keith Van Horn's the basketball player.
Okay, so that's who he missed your call, and then now were they recruiting you both ways too, or was it just Tennessee that was off?
I have no idea because I never talked to them.
How hard were you throwing in high school?
Well, so whenever I was getting recruited, I was in eighth grade. Like June after my eighth grade year is when I started talking to coaches, and I was throwing like 83 from the left side. I guess that was pretty good as eighth grader.
14, yeah.
And so I started talking to people, and then I knew some guys that played for him at Arkansas. Talked to them because my he's been a coach for 40 some years in Kansas. He's on a couple different Hall of Fames for coaching. Like pretty awesome. Yeah, and so he's coached some guys that played at Arkansas, and then he's also pretty good friends with Frank Anderson, who's the pitching coach at Tennessee. Okay. So that's kind of all the connections, and I just kind of fell in love with the way V ran the program and all that. So
what now I think I think you would agree that Hayes is remote. It's not a suburb of Kansas City or anything like that. So how did you what did you do baseball wise, like in the summer or even select ball? How did you get noticed?
Yeah, so I mean after my like all of high school in the summer I played in Atlanta or Florida, really. And I would just go down there, uh, either with or without my parents, and just kind of hung out. I had an aunt and uncle that lived in Atlanta, so I'd live with
Okay.
them whenever I was in Atlanta. And then I remember one time I was in Atlanta, drove down to Florida with a teammate because my parents weren't there; they were at work, and they were coming down to Florida, but they were driving.
Oh man.
Yeah, because my whole family was coming. They're driving. It's like a 24-hour drive, and I was the leadoff batter on the away team. Swung at the second pitch, got it out to first, and I tried to beat it out. Lunged at the base, hyperextended my knee. Tournament was over, and they got there 30 minutes before the game. So, but yeah,
Oh
yeah, it
man.
was just played down there all the time. It was a blast too.
Now you got hurt your senior year of high school, right?
Uh,
Hamstring.
yeah, a lot of hamstring issues that year.
Okay, so this is kind of stealing John's thunder, but um, did that were you thinking you would get drafted that year, and the hamstring kind of spoiled it?
I really have no idea. It's so like the draft and everything, such a weird concept to me. And like I've seen so many guys that, oh yeah, like they're gonna get picked this year that don't get picked, and it's like I have no idea. I'll just wait it out.
All right.
Well, so when you got to Tennessee, though, you obviously knew you had a chance to get drafted. When did you really know? Hey, you know what? I'm gonna get a chance to play pro ball. Was it that junior year, or maybe between your freshman, sophomore, junior? You started seeing scouts or talking to
You
scouts.
only had 2 years, right? You were a
Yeah, I
draft
was
freshman.
a sophomore eligible. Yeah, I mean, I kind of got there and I struggled at first in the fall my freshman year, and then I ended up having a really good fall. Like I was one of the best hitters on the team, and I was like, dang, like, I might get to play a little bit this year or whatever. I just couldn't. I struggled pretty bad in the outfield. Um, it takes a lot for V to trust you in the outfield, so or
Mhm.
just on defense in general. So, I got a couple DH starts, and then summer before my sophomore year, that was like, all right, like I need to get a lot better at defense. If not, I'm not going to be able to play here. And so, I did. I got good enough till I could play on that team. So,
Yeah.
And then scouts start talking to you.
yeah, yep.
Yeah. So, John, ask the draft question.
Yeah, dude. So you were taken in the second round by the Rangers. And now a lot of this is a fun question I always like to ask because there's some guys that know you're going to be at the top of the draft. You're one of the top draft picks, and you'll go to wherever the draft is. And you see those guys. They're there. They get drafted. They come out. Now you weren't one of those guys. You were taken high. So where were you at? Were you watching the draft? How'd you find out you'd been taken?
Yeah, I was just watching it in Hayes with my family. I'd like my family was there, and then five of my closest friends, and then Cal Stark was there from who we picked up undrafted free agent from Tennessee as well. So my teammate from college.
Okay. And who called you? Who was the first person did they call you before you were drafted, or did you just see your name?
No, so my agent called me, and I was like on the phone with him as my name was popping up on the TV. So like I couldn't hear. Everyone started screaming. I couldn't hear him, and then the phone just kind of dropped. And I guess he probably just hung up on me. But
Yeah.
Who
I mean, you had a little leverage. You could have gone back to school. Was that a consideration?
yeah, I mean a little bit, but you know it.
It
I,
worked out.
Yeah, it worked out.
Who called you from the Rangers organization? Who was the first one to call you?
So I think it was CY. And so right after it all happened, um, someone called me to do like an interview. And so I'm doing this interview on the phone, whatever. And then I check my phone and CY had called me like twice and it went straight to voicemail. And so that wasn't I was like, damn, like that's not good. And then I was like, yeah, like I had an interview. Sorry. And he's talked to me a little bit, but I got a lot of texts that night from like pretty much everyone in the Rangers organization. So it was pretty cool.
Nice.
Now, do you remember where you reported first? Did you go to Arizona pretty soon after signing, or what'd you do?
Yeah, I went. So I drove back to Knoxville. I worked out there for a couple days, and then flew to Arizona.
Yeah. Yeah. A little hot there, huh?
Yeah, it was like 115 every day. It was crazy.
It's crazy. It like hurts your skin. It like makes your skin.
Yeah.
Stink. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, now we're getting a little more. What's your favorite type of food that you like to eat? Are you a pizza guy, steak guy? What's your favorite?
steak guy.
Now, what's the cut you like? You like a ribeye or what?
Yeah, ribeye or New York strips. All right too.
Okay. So if you have to now, I know a lot of you guys are usually on some kind of diet plan, but us fat guys, we have to
Speak
do
for yourself.
Hey, well, yeah, that's true. I'm trying to get smaller here, but sometimes you have to hit some sort of fast food joint just to get some calories in you. You guys eat a lot because you use a lot of calories, so you eat a lot. What's your favorite? What's your go-to fast food?
Wingstop.
Wingstop. Oh, I like Wingstop. The cat and I
Yeah.
do that once a month.
I eat Wingstop like probably 2 or 3 times a week right now. It's not good, but it's so good.
How do you like your wings?
What's the flavor?
It's hot honey, a little spicy, but also it's like a little sweet. And then I mean the ranch at Wingstop is the best ranch you'll ever find. So
It is good. It
yeah.
is good. Now, do you get the fries also? They have that seasoned fries, or do you just get like the veggie stick stuff?
No, I get hot honey seasoning on my fries.
Oh man,
And
you
then,
do it all.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't like a seasoned fry.
I do.
I like salt. Put salt on my fries. That's
Yeah,
it.
no, I would agree with you, but the Wingstop fries, I feel like they just don't put any salt on it. So it's like
Yeah.
you have to get something on there.
Okay,
There you go.
We need to talk to him.
Okay, well, I've got one right around the corner there.
I think Wingstop's based here.
Yeah, I think they are out of Dallas. There's a lot of them in the Metroplex. I got 3 of them near my house.
Something for you to look forward to.
Absolutely. When you get to Frisco, Frisco's your next stop. And when you get there, we'll come out and see you. I watched you a little bit in spring training. We're out there. We'll definitely, when we get you guys on, we're going to get you on multiple times. Yeah. Come back on another time, especially to do that. Okay. So if you got a home cooked meal, it's a birthday, whatever's a big deal. Who's cooking your favorite home cooked meal? And what is it? Is it grandma? Is it mom? Is it girlfriend? Who cooks your home cooked meal? And what is your favorite home cooked meal?
Well, my favorite meal would steak, mashed potatoes, and then like asparagus or maybe like Caesar salad. That'd be probably my go-to. And then my dad would cook the steaks, and then my mom would cook everything else.
All right.
That's
good.
This guy's after my heart right here. I'm telling you right now.
Did you go to Bojangles a lot in Tennessee? Did they have Bojangles?
They did. I don't think I've ever ate there.
Is that a burger place?
It's a fast food place. They're known for like their chicken biscuits, and it's a big thing in the South.
Do you like burgers?
Oh, love them. Yeah.
Burgers.
What's your burger place you like? Now, in Texas, the big thing is either In-N-Out or Whataburger. Do y'all have Whataburger in Kansas?
No, we don't. I don't. I think I've been to Whataburger like a couple times, but nothing crazy. In-N-Out, I had that in Arizona. That place is good.
Yeah.
I really
what about Hayes? Do you got a place there that you got your good burger?
My favorite place in Hayes is Freddy's. I don't know if you guys have heard of that.
They're around here. There's Freddy's around Dallas.
Yeah, like super thin patties, and the fries are really good. Everything is really good.
Now, what about at Tennessee? Was there a place in Tennessee in Knoxville that you loved?
No, I really didn't eat out. Tennessee, my sophomore year, I tried to really get into like eating healthy and all that stuff. So I would just, I think every single night in the fall, I cooked chicken, rice, and green beans.
Right, right.
By the end, I couldn't even eat it because it was getting so old.
Oh, I can imagine. But look, that when you're my age, you got the metabolism now. You can actually eat a little few
I mean,
burgers
they
and
work out all the time.
then you work out.
So what is it? What is it like to go to a football game at Tennessee?
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. It's
Yeah.
fun though. The tailgates are awesome, and it's pretty loud in there.
Yeah.
Were you buddies with a lot of football players?
No, actually, usually I would text a couple of them, but never like hung out with any of them. But they're good dudes. It's just kind of our schedules don't really like.
Yeah.
Tennessee,
they
of
don't.
course, is embroiled in the NIL controversy with the quarterback.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
How about that holding out? And where did he end up? He ended up somewhere else for less.
He's
He ended
at
up getting less than he
UCL.
wanted.
He's
Yeah,
at
you-
UCLA.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
making probably more or less money than he would have by a lot at Tennessee. So
Less
I mean,
money, more expenses.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
you put your hands up. You're like, okay, look,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get it.
Well, I mean, everything is good at Tennessee. You know, the basketball team. You know, Rick Barnes. I'm a big Rick Barnes fan.
Yep.
But Dalton
Yeah.
Connect was an awesome scorer 2 seasons ago, and
Yeah.
then this year's team pretty good.
Yeah.
yeah, Chaz Lanier. And
Yeah.
then next year, I guess we just signed the number 3, like our biggest prospect of all time at high school.
Oh, wow.
5-star, yeah. So hopefully,
One and done guy probably.
yeah.
Oh yeah, the basketball. That's how that normally works.
Yeah.
So do you still go back to Knoxville in off season or anything? You still got
He's only
buddies?
had one off season.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
last year I did go back to Knoxville for about 3 months until Christmas time. Then I kind of just stayed home. So I think that'll be the plan for now. I don't really know where else I'd go.
I mean, you can work out there.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have the
Yeah,
facilities.
perfect to work out there, And it honestly depends on who goes. Like last year, a lot of my good buddies didn't go. Blake Burke didn't go. Kavaris Tears, Christian Moore.
Mm.
So hopefully next year that changes a little bit because I think last year is just our schedules. Like every team's a little different with their, off-season camps and hitting, lifting, everything camps.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll be a little different this offseason.
Well, maybe you'll go to the fall league. Who knows?
yeah, that may be a place you're headed to.
Yeah.
Okay, well, listen, we've kept you long enough. This has been fantastic. We'll get this out a little bit later. I got
Okay.
one more
Yeah,
question
one more question.
that I got to do. So I always end it on this one. So I'll give you some examples. In fact, one of the guys that making his big league debut today is Blaine Krim. But I always ask guys, what is something that nobody knows about? In this instant, it would be Dylan Dreiling. I asked Blaine Krim that, who told us, what's something that nobody knows about you? His answer was pretty funny. He's talking about, I used to take batting practice when I was a kid naked.
In the house.
In the
4 or
house.
5.
Yeah, when he's like 4 or 5.
15 here.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It wasn't like right before he got drafted or anything. Anyway, but that was funny. We had a couple of guys. One of them got his finger cut off.
Tip of his finger cut off.
Your general manager, CY, his response to that was, I'm a true crime documentary guy. So if he ever gets free time, he likes to watch those true crime documentaries. He's kind of into that. What is something that nobody knows about Dylan Dreiling?
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to steal CY's answer and say that me on the road, me and my roommate Casey, we watch a rom-com movie every night, and I mean people like kind of make fun of us a little bit about it, but they're good movies. So
Deservedly so. So what's your favorite rom-com?
The other night when we played at 11 a.m. So we got to watch 2 that night. We watched Holiday and After. So I mean, Holiday's a pretty good movie, and then the After series is pretty good. I like so.
My son would dig it. I've got a son who's about to graduate high school, and he's actually going to go to the other UT, not your UT, but Texas.
Yeah.
He's heading there in the fall. So, but he's a big rom-com. He likes to watch those rom-coms too. And he's heading off for his first college experience. But you know what? Those are fun. I like them. I've always liked them too. I think they're good.
Well, I mean, though, that's good. That's a good way to get in with the ladies.
Absolutely, because it's all just like the movies dealing with women.
Well, I just Googled best romantic comedies of all time, and they have Bull Durham on the list as one of them, and it kind of is in a weird way.
Well, what about For the Love of the Game?
I guess
But that wasn't a romantic comedy.
That is a rom-com. It was on Netflix.
Yeah. What
on the rom-com list in Netflix?
For the Love of the Game?
Yeah.
You should watch. It's kind of an action movie. It's called Night and Day with Cameron Diaz and Tom Cruise. That's a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
You'd like it. All right. I'm not going to go there, but that's pretty good.
There's nothing wrong.
And I'm glad that you felt confident enough to admit that.
There ain't nothing wrong with that. Are you kidding me? That ain't no. We gets here. We'll have to get in touch. We'll hook each other. You tell me a good one, I'll get one from and tell you. That'll be a good one.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, perfect.
There we go. We get the rom-coms going. Dylan, listen. Look. You guys are busy. You got Billy's very busy schedules. We totally appreciate when you guys stop down to talk to us. You got anything else for him?
No, sir. That's we really enjoyed this one. We enjoy them all.
Yeah.
We appreciate your stopping down and talking to us.
Absolutely. And listen, hopefully soon we'll knock on wood or whatever, but maybe you'll be gracing our Metroplex here and you'll be here in Frisco. We run up, try to get to a few of those games also. But so happy for you. Congratulations on the success. And by the way, have you gotten your national championship ring yet?
Yeah, we did. We got it in Arizona. They're pretty sweet. So
nice.
All right. Well, next time we do it, we'll have to see if you can show us a picture of it or something and get that on there.
Sure. I can get you guys a picture.
Absolutely. Hey, guys, that's Dylan Dreiling. We're going to go down in the bus leagues right after this. Dylan, thanks so much, and good luck, bud.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.